A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nizal Faris bin Ismail. And today I would like to present about my slides about related issue of Foreign Halal Certification Body FHCB in Malaysia for subject Fiqh Halal Haram. Okay, for this issue, for these slides, there are actually two issues that we would like to discuss. They're related to the FHCB in Malaysia. The two issues are mixed perspective towards halal logo of FHCB, and the second issue is fraud use of FHCB halal logo and fake halal logo. And for the first issue, we would like to discuss, which is the mixed perspective towards halal logo FHCB. It's actually we like to discuss on how FHCB operates for the global perspective. Basically, for halal certification body, there's only 3 countries that are government-owned halal certification body, which are Malaysia, Indonesia, and also Singapore. Although Singapore is not fully owned by the government, but is partially owned by the government. But for Malaysia and Indonesia, is a fully owned government FHCB. While for other countries like GCC, like Japan, Australia, and other countries, basically they are owned by NGO or non-government organization, and there's no strict rules or clear rules where there's a need of one or single FHCB in one country. So it's making so many FHCB in one country. For example, for Japan, we have like around 100 and above of FHCB in Japan, but only 7 FHCB are recognized by JAKIM itself. That's for example. For China, there are also so many of them because China is a very big country than Japan. You almost have like 1,000 FHCB, but only 4 or 3 are recognized and accepted by JAKIM. And for China, they don't even use the halal logo. They use a different kind of logo just because of the strict rules imposed by their government. Okay, for the second issue, which is the fraud use of halal logo, FHCB and fake halal logo. Basically, there are several cases that related to this second issue. The first one is the fake halal cartel meat, and the second one is the fraud use of halal logo in Australia. Both are originated in Australia, where the first one is involved between Australia and also Malaysia, and this issue is very huge. The scandal is very huge because this case been told that been operated for almost 40 years, and it's very huge slap on the face of halal industry. And for the second case, which is the fraud use of FHCB halal logo, because FHCB doesn't for development of FHCB in Australia is not very strict. So basically, anyone can build or develop their own FHCB without proper regulations or enforcement by the government itself. So, there's a need of solution by JAKIM and our part in Malaysia to solve these two issues. That's very concerning in our halal industry. So, for the first solution, JAKIM need to play a vital role in raising awareness and also knowledge level to the public in all platforms, including social media. So, we need to making sure that the public know not only the list of the recognized FHCB by Malaysia, but they also need to know by themselves. They need to know either FHCB have current issue or related issue to it. And the second solution is JAKIM also need to enforce more strict rules in preventing this issue to rise again, and preventing from this issue to be happen in the near future by imposing more strict regulations and standards for other FHCB to be accepted in Malaysia, Majakim. So if the strict rules and regulation are imposed, basically other FHCB in other nations need to meet our demands and standards and regulation. And so we not only we can also prevent those issues to be happen again. And for the conclusion for my presentation, basically we as a Muslim, we also need to play a vital role to be prepared in any kind of knowledge, and we need to be prepared in any kind of situation. Wherever we see foods or drinks or any goods that can be consumption, we need to ensure that the halal logo is verified and correct. And we also need to equip ourselves with knowledge, and we also need to provide knowledge for others. We also need to share the knowledge of halal, not only for ours but also for others, including Muslim around the world, because halal is not only for the Muslims but also for the people of the world, because that's the needs of halal.